actually, even lying requires a bit of common sense.
Yeah.
Because the question is this. Ask yourself this, and then, by the way, you shouldn't make excuses about public responsibilities.
Yeah.
So if the opposition are organizing these things and causing this, unangoja filimbi ya nani kukamata hao watu wa opposition?
Kamata wote.
Yeah. If you have facts about it, you are saying so and so is funding this, so and so is funding. Why are you telling us a story? It is a statecraft 101.
Yeah.
Government officials, whether they're cabinet ministers or anybody, should never, ever, ever, ever make allegations. Why? Because they have the instruments of power, they can act. So they make allegations and tell you to do what? Because you cannot arrest those people. Instead of telling us if so and so is doing this, tell us, arrest them and take them to court and produce the evidence that you have so that these people face the law. So let's not make excuses. That's why I keep saying for us. I mean, I personally will not budge high or bend from responsibility on matters such as this. So where there are facts, let's go the direction investigations will check us. But you can't wake up every morning and say it's John who did this, it's Mary who did this, and you are the one who has powers to arrest that John and Mary. Why can't they arrest them?
You know, sometimes we see the life of politicians and other big people in our society, and when we look at their lives, most of the people probably like or want to be like them. But I want to tell you something. These people don't live actually a happy life. Their lives are full of sorrow, sadness, always on the run. Like now, Ruto is a man in panic, and sheer panic, because Matiangi came just recently from abroad, and when he came guns blazing. I'm saying this because even before we enter or we go to how Matiangi has made some allegations, some damning allegations about Mr. President, I want to tell you that I'm still baffled with the way or how our interior CS is very, very incompetent man. Simply because this man has all the power that he was given by the constitution and the office that he holds. But now, this man, time and time again, he comes to the Kenyans, and every time he comes to Kenyans, he comes giving us stories. There are some people, and we can see this by the Kenyakusha regime. Every person comes with some excuse, or maybe pointing fingers, blaming some other people. Mostly they blame that Rigiji, orchestrated the attempted coup, in quotes what they say, and instead of them going in and arresting him, because they are the government of the day, which of course gives them the power to arrest anybody who they think is a threat to the nation. The reason why they can't arrest someone like Rigiji, it's not because of the masses. No. If they had evidence, they could have gone in and captured Rigiji, but because they are just making allegations, because they are just giving hearsays and stories, that is why they cannot even attempt to go and make an arrest of Rigiji. Let me tell you, these people who are in government of the day, they are here, fooling Kenyans day in, day out, without even giving substantial or giving something that is tangible, something that people can see. Every day they just come with stories. They don't have, anything. Because I can tell you, they have done nothing. And the worst regime Kenya has ever had, it is this Kenyakusha regime. Because every person from the top of the executive, coming to the cabinet ministers or secretaries, coming to the parliament, each and every person is incompetent. Even if you say some people are doing work in the ground, I will ask you a simple question. The finance bill passed. Did you know that 12 billion was allocated to the president, yet our children were allocated 3 billion only? 3 billion to be shared amongst 10 million students. Now, that is a story for another time. Now, Matiangi even went further and, declared that if it's going to be bad, if Ruto wants to go with him man to man, let us uncover the stories of Kenei, of Jacob Juma, the murders of Rivayala. And it is so damning that I didn't know that Rivayala, murders were connected to the deputy president, who is now the president, because we all thought it was a special unit, which when the president came in, he disbanded it. But now, this information is quite shocking. And these are very high, murder cases. And we still have one of of Cyrus Jirongo, which Cyrus Jirongo had claimed in a burial ceremony. It's going to be interesting. But first, listen to Matiangi.
And let those issues be looked into, all of them. And we can deal with the unresolved matters that have not been conclusively investigated. Whether we start with Musandu, we come to Jacob Juma, we come to Kenei, we come to Rivayala and everything else. Let these things be investigated by an open public inquest, so that this is what the Twende we explain and face the public on these issues, because some of these issues are raised and we keep this merry-go-round, where we are always telling stories only when they are convenient and so on to us. It should come to an end.
Things are getting hotter. And Mr. President, can you take the stand when time comes? Because I know one thing is a fact, that no one holds power forever unless God has other plans, and that is if you go to visit him before your time expires as the president. But can you take the stand? Because some cases or some allegations are so damning, very damning. Recently, or what we grew up knowing, like, people used to say that in 2007 there is a church somewhere in Rift Valley, a church in Kiamba, and people always say that the president is connected somehow to people getting banned inside a church. And Rigathi Gachagua, the former deputy president, emphasized on that matter on a particular Sunday when he went to a church in Kasarani Mwiki area, and goons were dispatched. They came in and they disrupted the church service. They came, with all types of chaos. And when it was time for Rigiji to fire back, he talked about the Kiambaa massacre, which happened at the post-election violence, which was at 207. So, if these are the allegations that you face, Mr. President, will you plead the fifth? Will you plead the fifth? Will you take a stand? You know, I even wonder with some lawyers, you go to, to defend someone when you know clearly he is very guilty. Some lawyers will never enter heaven. Some lawyers, even some of them here in Kenya, you know them. There is one lawyer who always appears in very big cases and, very shady cases, mostly of murders, and, when it comes to politicians, he's the one to go to. So, one thing I want to say, if these allegations are true, why even, the politicians, the Matiangis, the Cyrus Jirongos, and other politicians, Rigiji, why do they come to tell the public or to tell Kenyans, while they can go to court, summon the president, summon him? There is no one above the law. I heard the president himself saying that there is no one who is above the law. So summon the president, let him come and explain through his lawyers or whatever he will do. Even if it will get worse, he stands there and gives his explanation, because we can't be led by, people have said a murderer, people have said a thief. So I wonder, how can a thief be in state house while we all know the house of a thief, it's either a prison or a coffin? you know Armed robberies, it's where you hear CS Kipchumba Murkomen saying you shoot to kill. So we know the house of a thief, it's either a jail, prison, or a coffin. So I wonder how, if Rigiji says that we are led by a thief and a thief is at our state house, then I wonder what is our country doing. We need to do something very fast. In fact, it is very shocking, but it is what it is. We are waiting to see. Let it not be a hearsay or, the rhetoric that politicians usually do. We want to see action from Matiangi. If you have to do it, go take even good lawyers, take even Justice Maraga, former Chief Justice, take everyone. Make this happen. Kalonzo is a senior counsel and you have him there. Kalonzo in his team, he has Dan Manzo, he's a senator and a lawyer too. So do what you have to do. Ruto must go. And as I wind up, please make sure you like, share to many people as possible, because I will always tell you, information is power. And the more the people get informed, the more the people get the know-how of how our government is corrupt, and how, the evils that go on within the executive, the legislature, and even the judiciary, then we will have a better chance to stand up against any impunity and any injustice committed to us as Kenyans. It has been Anonymous Whistleblower. Make sure you subscribe, and signing out. Cheers. Stand by in 3, 2, 1, go.